Brazilian media have reported looting, carjacking, and mugging in municipalities abandoned by the police officers. Despite the deployment of 1,200 soldiers to replace the striking police, the governor of Espirito Santo has asked for more troops to restore law and order in the state. According to authorities, there have been 90 murders since the unrest broke out Saturday, compared to just 4 in all of January. The striking police officers are demanding a pay rise. Let's speak to Javier Farhe. He's a political commentator and he joins us via Skype from London. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Mr. Farhe. Now, it seems like a complete state of anarchy in Espirito Santo. What do you make of the way things are being handled by the state government?
Well, the problem is that this situation was inevitable because there's no money to pay the people in the state. It's as simple as that. That's one of the reasons why this situation arose, because the police, they not only want to get a pay rise, but they want to get paid full stop. And because they haven't got paid, then they went on a strike. And Espirito Santo, the problem is particularly serious because that state depends very much on the exports of oil and iron for the income. And as we all well know, the prices of those two commodities in the international markets these days are very low, which means that the state doesn't have any money, and the fear is that this could spread. Now, in Brazil, the police force are not allowed to strike. That's illegal. And the problem that the Governor Paul Hartung has, the governor of Espirito Santo has, is that he thinks that if he negotiates with the police, that might encourage police forces in other states which are also unpaid to take similar measures, like go on the strike, and that's what they want to avoid. So he is in a kind of like a catch-22 situation where, on the one hand, he doesn't have the money to pay them, on the other hand, he doesn't want to negotiate with them because he doesn't want to encourage other police forces to do the same thing, but at the same time, the situation is getting worse and worse.
Right now, Mr. Farhe, obviously there needs to be a long-term plan put in place to get the state out of its problems, but is there a quick fix right now to stop the looting, to stop the murders and the chaos?
Well, the only solution might be that the federal government of President Temer bails out Espirito Santo and gives them the money to pay the police, what they are owed, and maybe to negotiate an increase. That's the only solution you can see at the moment, because the police will not sort of give up their struggle, and that is the problem. So if the federal government decides to put on hold its fiscal adjustment measures and the austerity measures and bails out the state of Espirito Santo, then that might help to solve the problem. The problem is that if they do that, if the federal government does that, other states will demand the same kind of benefits, and that could put in jeopardy the whole of the austerity plans that President Temer has. But the only way you can find some kind of a solution for this is to have resources, financial resources available in the short term to cover the gap and then deal with the situation in terms of the whole economic crisis sort of later. But that's the only way, because the police will not give up their struggle, and they will have to militarize the state, and that's something which people will not see kindly. Many people sympathize with the predicament of the police forces in Espirito Santo, but this is affecting the local economy, which means that on top of the economic crisis that Espirito Santo is living, this sort of a standby in the whole development of the state is creating more problems for the local economy. So the situation can only get worse.
Okay, that's Javier Farhe, political commentator, joining us via Skype from London. Mr. Farhe, we appreciate your comments here on Press TV as always.